Hey, just a quick disclaimer. The following video mentions several companies and people. I am not being paid. I am not advertising. This is simply my own personal video of the gear I'm about to use on the Appalachian Trail. Enjoy. Hello world. Welcome back to Agile on the Trail. This is Monday, March 27th. I'm now less than 3 days away from flying out to Amicalola Falls, Georgia to stage for my Appalachian Trail attempt of a through hike starting April 1st. Yesterday we did the big 3+1 video. Today I am just going to go through everything I intend to start the AT with. I know I'm gonna make gear changes, everybody does, but this is what I figure I'm gonna start with. So let's get into it. First and foremost, clothing wise, start off with the generic buff. Picked this up at REI, and you know, it makes me look cool. So that is this right there. See, now do you recognize me? One of the reasons why I wear a buff versus a hat, most hats do not fit me, and they're a pain to break in. I have found that I have grown to love wearing a buff on my hat, on my head, my hat on my head. One, it kind of keeps my ears cool or warm, tucked in right there. Keeps the sweat out of my eyes. Provides sun protection, tick protection, mosquito protection as well. So enough of the buff for now. Moving on. So the shirt that I prefer to wear most of the time, even in the summer, is this long sleeve wicking base summer shirt from Columbia. It has a couple holes in it. That was my fault. I don't know if you can see that there, but there's a couple holes right in there. Anywho, I'll be patching those up tonight. But I love this shirt. It provides additional protection from, again, the elements. Next up on my clothing is just a very thin wicking layer shirt from Outdoor Research. I usually wear this either under or over the shirt I just showed you from Columbia. And the reason why I do that is just for some extra wicking or some more warmth. Sometimes I won't even wear it, just depending. But it's an extra shirt. It weighs like 2 ounces. It's extremely light. More than likely, what I'll use this for is maybe a camp shirt. But those are the two shirts I like to have. As for what I wear hiking, I have these Heo pants. They're fishing pants, technically speaking. They build them as fishing pants. They are a zipper at the knees. I can undo them and they do shorts. They are supposedly waterproof, and for the most part they are, but they do wet out eventually. They are extremely lightweight. I have a very thin kind of a strap belt that I'm using to also reduce the weight. I've hiked with this brand for the last couple of years. I like it. It works for me. As far as socks go, I tried out the Injinjis, and I like them. My toes tend to rub, and these help that. I also use some foot powder as well. That also helps reduce the rubbing. But if you have toe blisters or rubbing, highly advise trying out Injinji socks. Next, I have some merino wool socks. This is to keep my feet warm. I usually hike with these anytime the temperatures are below probably 40 degrees. If not, I will either just hike with these or I'll just hike with these. I won't have them both at the same time. As far as footwear goes, I did try hiking with trail runners, and they're great. I got them to fit. I got them to work well. They're lightweight. They're breathable. Not waterproof, not at all, but they dry out extremely quick. However, I'm a little overweight, and I'm old, and yeah, things just don't work as they used to. So I need the support. So I'm back to my mid-highs. I like the Solomons. These are the Quest 4s. nice sturdy boot, waterproof to a point. When they do wet out, and I purposely wetted these out, yeah, they take a long time to dry. That's the big downside of it. And the other downside is they are heavy compared to the trail runners. However, what I get is I get ankle support, I get good tread. I'm able to walk through mud and water for the most part without worrying my feet getting wet, as opposed to if I was wearing trail runners. All around, I like these. Typically, I do put Dr. Scholl's inserts into these as well to help my feet. I do suffer from plantar fasciitis. I said that right. Yeah, I butcher words all the time at times. But since I've been hiking with these, not so much, not even with the inserts. Or actually, I've been going without the inserts. But I do have a pair of inserts ready to go to put in these. And I actually might put them in today and walk around in them a little bit and test them out a bit. So that is what I wear while I'm hiking. Now let's get into what is in my backpack. So you seen this yesterday. This is from the Evolved Supply Company, Darwin on the Trails company. This is his new backpack called the Ranger. I've already reviewed it yesterday. Not going to get into it. So let's just start tearing apart what I have in and on and outside the backpack. First and foremost, right here is my inReach Mini. I got a clip added onto it. So I decided to go with a Garmin inReach Mini. This is Model 2, specifically for emergency purposes. However, it's also nice to have an extra communication device. I've been tracking some of my hikes, and I know there's a mapping capability and stuff. I'm gonna play around with that. That's something to do on the trail. When I have downtime at camp and stuff, get to play with things like this. So hopefully that's it. So this is a safety device. Is it required to go hiking? No, but this is a good safety device, especially if the phone does not have signal and I need something that could get signal, like via satellite. This is a very good option. And I keep it up here on the shoulder. So that was that shoulder. Over here on this side of the backpack, I have handkerchief. This is just a plain red bandana type handkerchief. I use it because, well, as you heard, my nose runs. Not so much today, but it runs. So it's nice to have just a quick thing to do that. Now, I mentioned yesterday I don't use the shoulder pouches that came with the Ranger. I like this pouch specifically. This is, I believe, Z-Pac's pouch. It fits really well for my phone. It's zipper shut. It has a little outside pouch, clips that, as you saw, attached to the shoulder strap. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. Next, this is a shout out to my friend who I worked with in my previous employment. Dave, if you're watching this, hey, I got an emergency whistle. On top of the inReach Mini, Dave highly suggested getting a whistle. This is, I think, the Fox 40. Yes, Fox 40 classic whistle. There's no thing inside of it. I'm not gonna blow very hard. I'm in a community here. One thing I did change out though is I had some cowhide leather strips, mostly for my cats to play with, that I picked up at the Renaissance Festival here in Ohio. I wore the strap that came with this, lanyard that came with this, and it was a bit noisy. It was distracting. So I went with this. It's nice and quiet, doesn't provide any noise, and it's like less than an ounce total. So another safety device to have just in case my voice doesn't carry enough, I can shout out a whistle. As you saw, this little bag here that I pulled out, this is going to be my wallet. I'm just going to clip, using paper clips, my ID, my medical card, a little bit of money, credit card, and that's it. That's my wallet. Nice and simple. Little hairband. Not for this. For this. In case it gets really windy, I can cinch it up. So a little bit of a hairband there. I wear glasses, as you see on my face, so I gotta have something clean with it. This is just a generic microfiber cloth. And then I have a little itty bitty Gerber pocket knife. And all my practice hikes and overnights. Kyle hates hiking. I know you, Kyle. I've seen your videos. You're not very fond of knives, although you had one video you did have a use for it. This is like an ounce maybe, just to have a sharp edge. I really don't expect to use this much, but it's a luxury item, something that, you know, if I do need it, I have it, and it's there at the ready. So that's what's on the shoulders, straps. Let's go with the side pouches. Both side pouches have my water bottles. As I stated before, I believe on the Logan Trail South Loop video, I like to have different caps on my bottles. The green cap, which is from a Mountain Dew bottle, that's my caffeine sugar drink of choice in the morning when I'm not having tea. I put the green cap on a bottle. This tells me that this bottle is filtered water, it's good water, I can use it. The other bottle, not so much. If I do put water in this, it's typically because I'm cameling up to a campsite that doesn't have water and I want to carry a little extra water with me. So this is my only water source, or water containers, while on the Appalachian Trail. That's what I'm going to be taking. So it's 1.4 liters total. Most people that I've watched on the Appalachian Trail state that they don't use anything more than 1 liter bottle. I plan on carrying usually. Well, we had a little bit of an issue there. My tripod fell over. We have a little bit of a breeze going on. This tripod is not that stable, and I do have the camera up at my eye level here, even though I'm sitting Indian style. So, but we just got done talking about my water bottle situation. Get back to it. There is one more thing in my side pocket. Which one is it? Oh, there it is. And it's my filtration device. This is a very typical Sawyer straw filtration device. This is the cap, that adapter you use to, you know, actually that's the good clean side, so the green cap. Put it on. Hello. See, you guys are watching, and so now I'm kind of screwing up. But wait a minute. What's this? It's green. Yeah, it's the cap of another bottle. It's a Mountain Dew bottle cap. Why do I have this? I cut this off. It's just the very top of a Mountain Dew bottle. I cut it off for a reason. A lot of complaints about the Sawyer straw is that there's an O-ring right there. Do you see that? That O-ring right there? It tends to fall out. So to help prevent that, I just cut off the top of a bottle and I screw that in when I'm not using it. That way it doesn't fall out. Simple solution. Anyways, when I am filtering water typically, I just unscrew this cap, screw this in, squeeze. Now I do loosen up this so air can flow out. I just squeeze, let it re-air, squeeze, fine. I don't have water drippage going down. Some people are concerned about that. I've never had that the way I do this. Takes a little practice, but hey, that's how I do it. Some hikers will just go without doing that, and they'll just leave it like that and just drink as it's filtering. That's perfectly fine too. But that is my water solution, filtration and everything else on the trail. They're out there in the side pockets of my backpack. All right, let's get to the front of it. So usually right off the top, right in this pouch here, I like to have my rain jacket. It's nice and handy, boom, it's there, grab it when a rainstorm happens. This one is, I believe, a lighting equipment vest. Where's the tag in this? But anyways, I believe it is a lighting equipment vest. You can't get these anymore. I've been trying to get another one or whatever for a friend. They keep selling out really quick. They do have the armpit holes that you can unzip to help breathe. So when you have a rain jacket like this on, well, it keeps you dry for the most part. You will wet out eventually. What happens is you get sweaty because your body can't breathe. You're still producing sweat. That's still evaporating, and if you trap that in, then you're just condensing inside yourself. You're just stewing yourself. The armpit zippers, armpits, holes and stuff helps you breathe without getting too much wet. So that's the rain jacket. All right, so next up, just pulled out. I am using a full handle Colgate toothbrush, and I have a Colgate, and that is my, dental upkeep right there. Nothing too exciting for that. I did put another bag to the side. I'll get to it in a second. This is my digging trowel and toilet paper. Plain and simple. When you have to go in the woods with the bears, you got to do what the bears do. Except we get to have to bury ours. I don't know what they do. Do they bury? They are bears. Do they bury their bears? No, anyways. Bad joke. Trying. Segue on. Let's go. Next up is my camp towel. This is just one of those microfiber towels. This is, if I'm wet, I need to dry off, need to have something. I have at least one dry item that I can do that with. So that's what that is. Next up is another handkerchief, very similar to the one that's on my shoulder strap. And this, I intend to either be a replacement for this, but more specifically, this is going to be like my washcloth, all around general washcloth. Because I'm going to carry, there it is. I'm going to carry some soap. So in this is kind of like my repair kit and kitchen or bathroom bag all in one. It's a little bottle of shampoo, which basically I just use for liquid soap. So, wash the beard, wash my face, armpits, other areas, do the dishes with, whatever. Just one little drop goes a long way. In here, like I said before, here's my little foot powder. I do have generic hand sanitizer, which I'm going to probably stick on my shoulder pad for easier access. I've had these silicone earplugs 20 years now. They're washable, so I can reuse them. They're silicone, they stick in your ear, they're comfortable. I've used them at concerts, mostly at concerts. Sometimes when I'm, sleeping next to somebody who snores louder than me. And oh, by the way, yes, I do snore very loudly. I also talk in my sleep very clearly. That's gotten me in trouble with some past relationships. Chapstick. What else do I have in here? Nail clippers. Talking about that sun protection, here's some sunscreen. What I don't have in here, and I just ordered it, is a small bottle of Body Glide because the chafe is real. Some Band-Aids and antiseptic wipes, Q-tips, and a little repair kit for the Nemo tensor pad and for the tent itself. I think the only other, two other things in here. moleskin, just in case I need it. And of course, for those stupid ticks, this little tick remover device, you know, just right off. I hate ticks. Oh, this is a recent addition. I went ahead and got a small needle, sewing needle, and thread, and wrapped it around a piece of cardboard that is reinforced with some duct tape. This is a whole spool of thread. The needle is tucked in right there. It's already threaded, so I just need to pull it out and I can start sewing to repair anything. So do that. And what's nice about that is since the needle's in the thread and stuff and this cardboard backing, there's no sharp things, no possibility of it poking holes and stuff into things. Just my ingenuity. Others probably have done it, and I'm not claiming that I'm the first to do it. I thought that was something was a little fun to do. It took me like 10-15 minutes to do it. So that is predominantly my bathroom kit, my repair kit all in one. Over here, this is the baggies of, you know, the good stuff. You know, you got some Pepto-Bismol pills in here, got some Tagamet for antacid. I did have some really bad acid reflux, and I'm prone to that on occasion. Ibuprofen for anti-inflammatory, and some just generically coated aspirin. That's it. So not too many. I know what each color looks like, but yeah. So that is. I usually don't take medicine. You know, honestly, the hikes that I've done, the day hikes, the overnight hikes, the weekend hikes, everything else, I usually don't take any of this. This is just to have just in case. Like so. I did have one through hike, or not through hike. I did have one practice hike where I wish I carried this. At the time, I wasn't carrying this. I had a little bit of an intestinal issue, so I could have used the Pepto-Bismol. Anyways, that's that. What else is in here? Oh, the stakes. I didn't show you the stakes because they were being used, but they are just the very simplistic 6-inch titanium stakes that you get off of Z-Packs. That's it. And I'm only carrying 8 stakes. That's what's required for the duplex tent. And I do carry them in this Dyneema carrying bag because I don't want them to poke things too much in the Ranger. This is, it doesn't really need to be in a plastic bag. I just like to organize things in plastic bags. This is just my head net. Mosquitoes, again. And that's it for the outer bag. So I do carry a lot of stuff out here in the outer bag region. Stuff that, you know, it's kind of nice to there at the ready. Because most of the stuff I carry in here, I typically don't need to access throughout the day, with one exception, and that is what's up top. I carry my food bag at the very top of my backpack. Anyways, again, another Dyneema made food bag. And first up, out of here, this is something very, very new. This is from the Brew Company, and it is a reusable plastic bag that you pour, and this is it's kind of a hard plastic. You pour hot water in here, it has a fill line right there. You pour it, fill it up to there, 400 milliliters, 3.5 fluid ounces is what it says. And what it has inside is basically a thin membrane. And in there, this one is Earl Grey tea. So you can see the tea leaves in there. I just used this. In fact, get beer. This is the tea it made. Very good. I saw this, Dan Becker. See, I'm dropping famous YouTuber names all over the place. You know, Run on the Trail, Dan Becker, Kyle Hayes Hiking. Okay, yeah, I do watch them a little bit too much. I love hiking. I love backpacking. I love their different takes. They each have their own different takes and their own approaches, and no one's wrong. No one's wrong. So, anyways, yeah, Dan Becker reviewed this in one of his videos, and I'm like, ooh, let's try this out. This, by itself, weighs like less than an ounce. Like it's nothing. But it is reusable. I can empty those the tea leaves out. The tea itself in here that comes pre-packaged is good for 2, 3, 4 cups, depending on what you like and your strength of your tea. But this would be kind of like my early morning, you know, wake up and hot or cold. Nice thing for using in a tea. I know some people like to, you know, just use instant tea or whatever for the drink. I'm going to try this out on the trail. So this is my newest addition to my gear loadout. What's next? Oh, you've seen me use this in prior videos. This is just a generic cold soaking 12-ounce jar. I also use it as a cup, so I'll drink, you know, the tea and stuff out of it. Anything else I want to make. Sometimes I use it as a shaker to make up some like whey protein to get additional protein and nutrition in, because I do pack that on occasion as well. But this is just a cold soak jar. Great for refried beans, dehydrated refried beans, oatmeal, even ramen noodles, all cold soak. Potatoes, instant potatoes. Next, so this is your standard Jetboil. So the lid comes off. This is the fuel canister. This is the lighter, sold separately. What's nice is, you know, if you're not familiar with Jetboil, you know, you can clip in there it goes, the fuel canister to your lid, and the lighter fits on the other side of it. Down in the pot is your stove. So you just bring this out like that, screw it in to your canister, light it and go, and it all packs away very neatly. It is not the most light, it's not the ultralight stove system there is, although this is pretty good all by itself. However, it works for me. I like it. All in all, together, it's 1 pound without fuel, without the weight of the fuel. It's 1 pound to have. Well, let's be honest, all it does is really boil water. Probably during the summer, I might ship it home if I get to the point where I don't want to have anything hot anymore. We'll see. And then, oh yeah, excuse me 1 second. All right, I'm back. So again, shout out to my friend Dave from my prior workplace. This is a spoon that I will be using. But Ken, why just a spoon? Why not a spork? A lot of people use sporks. Well, it's true. And I've used sporks before. But let's be honest. How many times have you actually used the spork end to stab something to eat, like a steak or chicken or whatever? How many? Not too many. Spoon, however, scoop, eat, scoop, eat. And here's the benefit of the spoon. With a spork, you don't get too much, like trying to get a liquid to come up out, you know, out of those mountain houses and stuff, getting all those juices out, you know, as you're eating. This ain't that great. That's my opinion. I said nobody's wrong. It's just my opinion. Yeah, I know what everybody says about opinions. Anyways, with a spoon, good. If I have to cut something, I already showed you the knife. Spoon knife, done. This does come in a set. And that's why I said, excuse me for a second, because I want to grab the set. This is also a little spatula, bridge, everything else that you can use for cooking. And it comes with this little tool here, can opener, bottle opener, even a peeler on the end. And it's a great set. It's made by Gerber. I believe it's made by Gerber. What does it say? I got my cheat sheet out here. Let's see here. Tea bag, water, smart. I can't. Oh, yep, it is by Gerber. But everything pretty much fits together. Just like that. Comes as a set. It's really nice if you're car camping or you're just like overnighter and you want to have, you know, the full utensils. You're bringing in, you know, fresh food and stuff, and you really want to, you know, cook up a good, you know, camp meal. By far, yeah, this is great as a whole set. As a through hiker, I'm just going to take the spoon. So Dave, item number 2, this one you gave me specifically, I will be taking onto the trail, as I stated before. So thank you very much, sir. All right, last but not least is the bag itself. It is a very lightweight bag. This is cord, and what you do is you put a couple of rocks into this bag, attach the cord to it, throw it up into a tree and over, then you hang the bag. That has all your food, anything that animals might want to get into, you hang your bag. So this is not only my food bag, but it's my hanging bag. And it's the reason why it has this reinforced clip right here. This little loop here. So that, you know, bears, mice, mostly the mice, let's be honest with you, mice, but bears as well, because that's why you hang it up in a tree, because that's, you know, make it hard for the bears to get to it. They have become smart, from what I've been told. They're now sending up, you know, younger bears, or they're climbing up into the trees, knocking down the strings and stuff. So bear hanging days may be over here shortly. Maybe everybody will be required to use a bear canister instead. Don't know. But right now, currently on the Appalachian Trail, as far as I have been informed and I've looked, there's only one place that requires a bear canister, and most people just hike right through that place because it's just 10, 12 miles. So most people just don't camp in that area and just hike through it. I believe that's in the Smokies. So I'm going to hit that pretty early on, within the first 200 to 300 miles, I believe. All right, back to the gear review. All right, getting into some clothing stuff. These are gloves I bought off of REI. They're more of a winter glove, but they are waterproof, windproof. Very nice. This, and you might have seen the story where I lost one of these gloves and went back. These are $75. Yeah. Do have a beanie from Carhartt. This is just a generic black beanie. I'll more than likely just wear this when I go to bed. Keep my head warm, especially if this is soaked through with sweat or whatever. That's what I have that for. Come warmer months, I'll probably ship that home and then have it shipped back to me when I'm getting towards the end of the trail and back up into the whites. Next up is my puffer coat from Columbia. I chose red, and of course, if you notice, where's my shirt? Oh, I'm using my shirt, by the way, to keep the stand up, because that's why we had that little issue earlier with the edit. Anyways, red and orange and stuff. I like to be seen. Even here in Ohio, I have encountered hunters on the trail, and I hunt. I have no problem with that, but I also am conscious about safety. I'm aware that there's a lot of private land that you go through on the Appalachian Trail as well, and with that, there could be hunters. So oranges, reds, things that stick out that are not naturally occurring in nature helps a hunter identify you as, you know, not prey. Anyways, I've had this for quite some time. I have also a hole I need to patch in this before I go, and I'll do that later today. And I need to clean it up a little bit because I was moving some wood and stuff over at my parents' place a couple months ago and got it slightly dirty. That is also my pillow. As I mentioned yesterday, that's what I use for a pillow. Oh, the sun's now moving out. All right, let's not get to that yet. Camp socks, again, merino wool. You've already seen that. Here are my mid layers. I bought these at REI. Basically just, you know, basic merino wool, mid layers, keep me warm. I typically don't wear them unless the temperatures are down in like the 20s or below. That's when I'll wear these. And again, I'll probably ship them home. I'm gonna say late May, June. I'll probably ship them home if I'm still on the trail. Hopefully I am still on the trail. It is an attempt. All right. that is the last of what's in here. Everything else that's in here we reviewed yesterday. Right here is my tent. Down here is my sleeping bag and also a pillowcase. So last but not least, let's review the electronics that I'll be taking. First and foremost, I'm using the iPhone 14 Pro Max to record this. I do have a tripod stand selfie stick as well. Can't really show you because it's being in use. What I do have is a 10,000 milliamp battery. And where's my electronics? So this is, who's this? There's a wall charger. Oh, this is Nightcore. So this is Nightcore's 10,000 milliamp battery. I like it. I've used it a lot. I can charge all my electrical devices with it, including the phone. So that's a plus there. And the InReach Mini, plus there. The next electronic device I have is also a Nightcore headlamp. I've chose to keep the elastic band on because it's more comfortable for me. This thing is bright. I mean, it's daylight now, but it's really, really bright. And the nice thing about it is it has the red thing, the red light as well, so I don't blind people at night talking to them. It's adjustable as well, so you can see as it sits on your head, you can adjust it up and down to point the light where you need it as a headlamp. I don't like night hiking. Sorry, Dixie, another name drop. Dixie loves to night hike, and I had to chuckle when she came here to Ohio and reenacted Grandma Gatewood's trail through Old Man's Cave to Ash Cave, because that's a trail that I hike all the time. Fun little fact, when I was born, my parents took me on that trail in a baby carriage. Mind you, this was 1972, do the math. And yeah, they didn't know what they were getting into. So I've actually known the Old Man's Cave to Ash Cave for like 50 years. I don't recall that incident, but yeah, my mom and I were chuckling about that when we were talking about it earlier. But yeah, she night hiked that trail, or part of it, and didn't realize it's not like the Appalachian Trail and stuff, and had to get a ranger to help her and her cameraman back to their vehicle and stuff. But yeah, and then I believe Dixie, you went on to hike a little bit of the Buckeye Trail that continued on past that. So good to see you guys here in Ohio. Next on the electronics, I went out and bought, for a cord issue, went out and bought a 3-in-1 cord. So what's happening here is it's one cord, but these two adapters here fit onto the main cord, and therefore in just one cord I have what it takes to recharge any of my devices. One cord to rule them all, one cord to bind them, and in Ken's tent of darkness, charge them. What, maybe 8 out of 10? I don't know, for ingenuity. Yeah, I do like Lord of the Rings. And last but not least, because Apple is just being Apple, I have a generic wall charger that is USB that the cord fits onto. The only other thing that's not here, and I have it on order, is coming tomorrow, is my wraparound earbuds that are wired, that will plug into the phone. So it's one less thing I got to charge. And I like the wraparound ear devices more than I like the earbud devices, because I just never can get the earbud things to stay in the ear. I sweat when I hike and just falls out all the time. So I like the ear clips that go around the ear and that. Oh, speaking of that, this is what I do for my glasses. So as you notice, I have a piece of plastic here that's just basically a little bit of a clip. I got these off of Amazon. They're really for kids to help keep, the sunglasses and stuff on that kids do and stuff. But these are really, really great to keep these glasses firmly in place without losing them. So that's what I'll be using on the trail. And we're done. That's it. Thank you all for sticking around. I know this is a long video. I'll try to edit some of the long-winded speeches out, so you might see a little choppiness, other than the one that the camera fell down on. This is the gear I plan on starting the Appalachian Trail through hike with. I just realized I don't have my trekking poles with me, but you saw those in use yesterday, holding up the tents. Those are the Cascade aluminum poles. And that's it. That's all I can think of. I'm looking at my cheat sheets down here. Don't see anything down there. This is the gear, clothes, and everything else. Interesting little fact, all this gear in the backpack is 15 pounds. So my base weight with a little bit of consumables, the foot powder, the soap and hand wash and everything else, is 15 pounds. Not quite ultralight, but without food and water, 15 pounds is a good base weight to start with. I think total in all on Lighter Pack, which is the website I use to detail all my gear, and I'll link it into this video, the description of this video, so you can see the details of all this gear. I think with clothing and everything else involved, I'm at 25 pounds. Most of that's boots and stuff like that. And then of course carrying water. All right, well, it is a beautiful day here in Columbus, Ohio. I am going to wrap up this video. If you like what I am doing, if you're wanting to see more of this content, like, subscribe, you know what to do. I'll see you on the trail. Have a great day, everybody.